Hey Luv Bugs, welcome back for another video. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm Ashley and today I'm ready to slay with you guys. I was sent this beautiful braided lace wig from a company by the name of Finest Hairs, and I really wanted to slay her with you from start to finish. So for starters, there goes my baby. I love my husband so much, but this is the packaging that I received. They actually sent me two wigs. The first one you guys seen, I want to say a couple of months ago, and that one was a hit with you guys, so I'll have it linked in the description box. This one came with elastic so that you can make it glueless. You can use this for many things, and it also came with some wig caps. This is the wig itself, and as you guys can see, shrinkage is real. I love the fact that they included these jewels on here. They have these pearls here, and there are a couple throughout. And then there's also some seashells. I really like those. And I think there was like one or two of the gold rings that you can kind of see over there posted to the right. This is the inside construction of the cap. It's like a lace front wig where you have the front lace and then the back is cap. And it also has an elastic band attached to make it, fit really nice and snug. This is what the wig looks like on, and I'm reminding you again that shrinkage is real. And then they also, which is very important for me, included baby hair. And usually how they do it with braided wigs is they kind of like braid it down like cornrow or French braid style. That way it's out of the way. It doesn't get damaged or anything through shipping and handling, or tangled for that matter. And you can kind of go ahead and install your wig and then, unbraid it and do with it as you want. Here is a look at the back of the wig. Looks really nice and full. When it comes to wigs, especially if it's not a full lace wig, wait, look how good that looks. That looks like scalp to me. But it's very important that a wig like this is full, especially in the back, because it is cap. You kind of want to cover that and make sure that it's not too sparse, and they definitely did a great job with that. So I'm going to go ahead and begin the install process. You can go ahead and tint the lace if you like. I definitely chose not to, just because I feel like the lace blends with my skin pretty good. So I'll pretty much be able to add a little powder at the end and it'll, work out just fine. I'm bonding it down with a non-glue adhesive, so technically this is a glueless install, but because the wig is pretty full, I wanted to make sure that it's gonna stick and hold down and not slide back or anything like that. So I added 2 layers of the spray that I'm using here. I kind of like to go ahead and press it in, allow it to set a little bit, removing any excess for a clean install, and then I go ahead and blow dry on a cool setting. Typically, you want to take your time with the blow dry process. You don't want to just blow dry it down a little bit until you feel like it's stuck. You really want to make sure that it's completely dry, and this is what's going to give you the best install, and it's going to make sure that it lasts, for at least a day or two. I'm going to do the same process on the sides. I do work in sections, center first, and then I'll do one side and then the other. And as you guys can see, it's not going anywhere. It is installed pretty good, and I'm pretty pleased with my results. Now that we have her installed, let's go ahead and work on the baby hair. So as I mentioned, they cornroll it down just so that it's out of the way. It's not getting knotted or tangled or anything like that or confused. It's definitely, just protected as it should be. So I'm going to go ahead and unbraid it, and it's braided pretty tight. So I did have to use the rat tail comb to help me out. And then once it was, all unbraided, I decided that I was going to go ahead and tweeze it out. Typically, this is a step you want to do before you bond your wig down, especially if you are using a non-glue adhesive, because your wig will tend to lift if you put too much tension on it, which I did have to do off camera, is rebond down a couple of areas, but that is definitely okay. You guys can see that the baby hair area is pretty full, which matches up to the rest of the wig in perspective. But if I just go ahead and use all this hair for baby hair, I'm gonna look super crazy. So I did take my time and I went in and tweezed out the entire hairline. I want to say I spent a good 10 to 15 minutes doing so. You guys know it's very not manipulating, what is the word I'm looking for? It puts a lot of tension on your forehead or your hairline. If you go ahead and continue to tweeze, it kind of makes it a little bit irritated. So I did the best that I could. I kind of used the pull method. Don't try this at home, guys. It will tear your lace. It will make a hole in it. Don't do this at home. But I really wanted to get in there, and you know, I didn't want to make any bald spots, which is why I'm moving the hair around and moving, you know, from section to section. I just wanted the whole entire thing to be a lot thinner, which I did make a lot of progress. There was hair all over my floor. It doesn't look like it, but I definitely tweezed out a lot, but I definitely could stand to tweeze out a lot more. So that's something that I'll do, you know, on another day. You guys can kind of get the picture of what's going on here. I'm grateful that they did include baby hair, and you have the freedom again to tweeze it out to your liking. I have received wigs, especially braided wigs, that didn't have any baby hair, and it was like, there's nothing I can do with this. I have to have baby hair. It can't just be braids and forehead. It has to be have something there. And here I go with the mousse. Sometimes your mousse has a little bit of liquid, so be careful if you're going to spray it directly on. Again, this hair is too thick. I'm just going to work with what I have to go ahead and mold it down, because as I mentioned to you guys, baby hair always comes out after you have done your best with it, you know, bonded it down, molded it down, and all of that, and then went back in after the fact and just decided what else you can do to make it perfect. But again, I don't want you to think that this is how I went out in public, or that this is like the right thing to do. You definitely want it to be a little bit more natural, but I am going to let it set with the elastic band they provided. It was nice and long and worked out perfect while I work on the length of the hair. So now let's move on to the next step and focus on the length of the hair. Now you guys see, if you rewind back to the beginning, the length of the hair was kind of shriveled up into the packaging. I have had this wig in my stash for a couple of months. I'm so sorry, it just took me a little extra time to get to this one, but because it was, you know, packaged very condensed, I did want to stretch it out. It is going to revert back to how short it is now, but I don't know, when I put on a fresh wig, I like to stretch it out and see what it can do, also see the true length of it and all that, and kind of just, you know, detangle and pull everything apart. This is not a curly wig, but the, you know, braids are kind of curly and set to be like a curly way. So for me, I kind of felt like, you know, naturally they'll just, you know, clump up together and all of that, and it is a lot of hair, so I wanted to make sure I kind of separated them, and I'm sure you guys can see the huge difference it makes, especially to the ends. I wanted to make sure that the wig looked healthy and shiny, and you know, everything looked amazing, and kind of that was just my process. Now focus on the lace, and look how flat and flawless it looks. It looks so much like scalp, and I love the fact that I did not have to tint the lace. It already has a natural complexion to it that blends with mine perfectly. But again, if it doesn't blend to yours, you can definitely tint your lace and you'll be good to go. You'll also notice again that it will revert and shrivel up back, but you know, it just will shrivel up, not being like clumped together, if that makes any sense. I'm going to set it off with a little bit of powder along the hairline. Again, I am going to tweeze out the hairline much more. I just wanted you to see the wig without me taking like 20 hours to install the wig. Second time, the lace will look amazing. I added powder, which kind of made it look a little bit thin, but then I added that hairspray on top, kind of, you know when you do your foundation and then you got to set it because it's too powdery. Okay guys, so I am done with this look. This was actually an easy install, especially because I have braids. Imagine having braids in like 20 minutes or less. What I'll say that I love about this one is that it's super full, and it did come with these nice beautiful jewels on there. You have your pearls, and then you also have like some little seashells, and it's just enough to go around but not too much. They also included a good amount, probably a lot, of baby hair in the front, which gives you option and versatility to keep it as is or thin it out. Now I did thin it out. I did a lot because there's a lot of hair on my floor, and as you guys can see, there's still tons of baby hair there. So it was taking me a long time. Honestly, I want to take the wig off my head and put it on the mannequin head and thin it out more, but I don't know why I didn't think to do that before I installed the wig. So I just settled for what I got done now, and I think it looks good considering it is thick on the hairline. I do have a discount code with this company. You can go to the description box, and don't forget to check out or enter it when you check out. That way you'll get a little bit of money off on your purchase. That's always a good thing. So this one is called the FIYI Spring Twist. The length is shoulder length. Now you guys can see I stretch it and it goes much longer than shoulder length. Because I did wet it, it is stretched. But as it dries, it's gonna, you know, shorten up to back to where it was. They do have different options on the website. So like if this one is not your favorite, you can obviously pick out another wig. You guys know one of the last braided wigs I did on this channel was so fire. I believe it was down to my butt and I had on a blue outfit. I'll link that one down below, but that wig was also from this company as well. And that literally is one of your favorite wigs, braided wigs that I've done on this channel just because it looked so natural. So I'm glad they sent me a second wig so that I can kind of show you some more options of what they have to offer. Also understand that if you like this wig but you don't like the length, you don't like these on it, you don't like the texture, there are so many different options on the website. That way you can kind of custom pick whatever you have in your mind of how you want your braided wig to be. There's a good chance that they have the style and length, you know, that you're looking for there. So I just wanted to show you guys this one and how easy braided wigs are to install. I know braids have been so trendy for the last couple of years, especially like on social media and stuff, and a lot of the times it's hard to commit to braids or find a braider in your area. So what's more perfect than to be able to put on a braided wig that you can take on and off and you can literally install in 20 minutes or less. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the hair as well. Don't forget to check out Finest Hair. Link to this wig is in the description box. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Smooches!